Tab 2. Never use these 11 acids and 5 that protect animals. Over 40% of so-called rat-killing acids are completely useless. You've seen it online, people pouring chemicals down drains, convinced a few drops will annihilate entire rat colonies. They look confident, almost scientific. This is lab grade, they claim, as if the label makes it lethal. I've seen kitchens ruined, pets harmed, and families coughing through toxic fumes, all for zero results. Most of these acids are kitchen chemicals, skincare ingredients, or sugar acid myths dressed up as weapons. Today we're going to break down 11 acids that fail miserably, and those that actually work, but also protect your pets and your home. Stick around because by the end, you'll understand that the real danger isn't the rats, it's the acid itself. If you've been trusting social media hacks or old DIY guides, you're already halfway down the wrong path. You've probably seen people confidently dumping rat-killing acids around their kitchens, thinking a few drops will instantly eliminate every rodent in the house. Trust me, I've been there and I've seen the aftermath. Floors corroded, tiles etched, pets coughing, and the rats. They're sitting smugly in the dark, nibbling on your cereal while you scrub and panic. It's time to separate fact from fantasy. Let's kick off with lactic acid, the so-called gentle exterminator. I've personally seen homeowners pour yogurt-strength lactic acid over pantry corners, thinking it's a rat weapon. Lactic acid is everywhere. Food, cleaning wipes, even fancy facial serums promising smooth, radiant skin. Its function? Softening milk, exfoliating dead skin, maybe giving your face that tingly glow. That's it. Pour a gallon of this stuff over a rat and the only things you'll get are sticky floors, a confused rodent, and a lot of frustration. It won't burn, kill, or even annoy them. Think of it like throwing a teaspoon of water at a flood. It doesn't stop anything, it just makes a mess. Here's a data point. Rat stomach pH naturally hovers around 1.0, 2.5, meaning they already have hydrochloric acid, far stronger than any kitchen-grade lactic acid. Their digestive systems neutralize weak acids instantly. So when someone claims, this DIY trick will melt rats, they're ignoring Biology 101. I've seen families spend hours applying lactic acid, only to discover rats weren't even aware a chemical war had begun. You've got to respect the enemy. Lactic acid is harmless to humans and pets, yes, but useless against rodents. It's the placebo of pest control. Next up is tartaric acid. Found in wine, fruits and candies, it's the acid that gives grapes their signature tang. Online, people see the word acid and assume it's instantly lethal. Spoiler, it's not. Rats could drink it and probably toast to your failure. It's safe for humans and pets, which is great. Except that's exactly why. It's useless for rodents. It does nothing. I've sprinkled tartaric acid on kitchen counters during tests, watched rats calmly scurry under the fridge, and thought, well, at least it's non-toxic. It's like waving a lemon slice around and expecting explosions. The only thing this acid kills is hope. The LD50 lethal dose to kill 50% of test subjects for tartaric acid in mammals is extraordinarily high, well beyond what anyone would safely apply in a home. Rats simply shrug it off, yet countless DIY videos swear by it, showing dramatised, fail-safe methods that are, in reality, just flavouring agents. Remember, just because it's acidic doesn't mean it's a weapon. Then there's malic acid, the ghost story of DIY rat lore. Somewhere buried in old pesticide patents, it appeared, and suddenly online forums crowned it secret rat killer. Real science? None. No lab has ever confirmed it's lethal to rodents. People spend hours mixing it into chemical cocktails, believing they've found a miracle. I've walked into basements where setups look like amateur chemistry labs, fumes filling the air, containers lined up like a war arsenal, while rats lounged a few feet away, completely unharmed. It's a legend masquerading as science. Malic acid is proof that the internet can spread hope disguised as chemistry, but hope doesn't kill rats. Statistically, malic acid's toxicity for mammals is negligible at household concentrations. Even if applied in higher doses, it's ineffective orally because rodents metabolize and excrete it rapidly. Meanwhile, humans are exposed to fumes and skin contact risks. In short, if you touch it without proper PPE, you're risking burns, irritation, and nausea, for zero gain. Oxalic acid actually works, but not on the creatures you're worried about. I've used it for mite infestations in poultry houses. It's highly effective. But rats, they shrug. Worse, oxalic acid is dangerous to humans. Burns, kidney damage, and respiratory irritation are real risks. Yet I've seen people pour it directly onto floorboards convinced it's natural, so it's safe. Then comes the aftermath. Coughing, scraping residues off counters, and watching rats continue feasting on spilled cereal. Data from the CDC indicates that even minor oxalic acid exposure can result in hospitalization, depending on concentration and duration. Meanwhile, rats ignore it completely. Here's the cruel irony. People choose oxalic acid because they think it's potent. In reality, it's a chemical that rewards precision in pest control labs but punishes the amateur. One homeowner I know spent an entire weekend applying it around her kitchen and pantry. By Monday, rats had dug new paths and gnawed a hole in her pantry wall. Unharmed. Your confidence, that's the casualty here. Sulfuric acid is the horror movie of household pest control, also known as battery acid. I've seen it corrode pipes, eat through tiles, and send homeowners rushing to emergency rooms for chemical burns. People read a bold claim online that it melts rats instantly and pour it down drains. The rats, they walk a few feet away and keep eating. This acid doesn't fight rats. It attacks plumbing, air quality, and your nervous system. According to research, approximately 3,000 emergency cases in the US annually involve sulfuric acid exposure at home, often due to misguided DIY experiments. Meanwhile, the rats remain unscathed. I've personally witnessed a homeowner spend $600 replacing pipes and tiles with zero effect on rodents. It's drama, not control. Citric acid smells like lemons and looks harmless. Found in candies, sodas, and cleaning products, it's often used to mask other odours. But for killing rats, useless. I've sprinkled it over bait stations, hoping for action. Outcome: rats walked past, stopped briefly, and kept moving. It's non-toxic, non-lethal, and mostly a scent enhancer. Think of it as giving your rats a citrus spa while believing you're waging chemical war. Consider the numbers. Citric acid's LD50 in rats is around 11,300 mg/kg, basically a safe dessert for rodents. Applying it in homes is like sprinkling powdered sugar on a lion and expecting it to run away. It won't. Vinegar is a perennial favourite online. Rats hate vinegar, say every DIY blog. True, for about 5 minutes. Then the rats are back. Rats live in sewers, drains and garbage dumps. They're built for smells humans can barely tolerate. I've seen homeowners coat counters and corners, feeling triumphant, while rats calmly navigated vents. Vinegar doesn't kill, it reroutes traffic. The statistics are clear. Vinegar exposure does not significantly alter rodent mortality or behaviour in controlled studies. It's purely masking. Hydrochloric acid. The movie acid fantasy. People picture it fizzing and melting everything. So naturally some think, pour it down the hole and the rats are gone. Reality check. A rat's own stomach pH sits around 1.0 2.5, which means they already use far stronger acid internally than the diluted muriatic solutions most DIYers buy. The rodent's gut is already a far nastier chemical environment than anything you're going to splash on a floor. What you will get from pouring HCl around the house is burns, corroded pipes, ruined tiles, and toxic fumes that force evacuation. Phosphoric acid derivatives and related phosphides are the ugly exception. They can kill, but they're indiscriminate chemical bombs. Compounds like zinc phosphide react with acid in the stomach to release phosphine, pH3 gas. That gas is the active toxin, and it's brutally toxic by inhalation and ingestion. Phosphine's danger is measured in parts per million. Studies and occupational guidance show severe effects and life-threatening exposures at concentrations in the low hundreds of ppm, which is why phosphine incidents have led to hospitalizations and even fatalities when misused in homes. Regulatory authorities restrict or ban these products for casual home use. They're effective against mammals only when handled under strict, professional controls, and in ordinary household settings they put people, pets, and neighbours at lethal risk. Stearic acid shows up in candles, soaps, lotions, and rat deterrents. I've smeared it across floorboards to test claims. One rat paused, 5 more walked in like it was a scented playground. It doesn't kill, it barely repels. It's comfort food for the mind. You feel productive while achieving nothing. Data from behavioural studies confirms that rodents largely ignore surface coatings with this chemical. Finally, boric acid, legendary online. Mixed with sugar or peanut butter, it's touted as rat kryptonite. Reality: lethal to insects, not mammals. Rats digest it and walk away unscathed. I've seen pantries treated with boric acid. Rats ignored it entirely, while homeowners bragged about science in action. Kitchen chemistry placebo. That's it. Safe for insects, useless for rodents. Now here's the brutal truth connecting all 11. Rats are built to survive acids. They already have stomach acid, rapid metabolism, and adapt to smells faster than you can light a candle. While you scrub, spray, and cough through chemical fumes, they're planning their next raid. Acids don't scare them. They're like water guns on a battlefield. Meanwhile, you burn floors, ruin pipes, and risk your pet's health. This is not theory. I've seen it firsthand countless times. After surviving these failures, let's pivot to acids and remedies that actually work, are safe for pets and give you a tactical advantage. Baking soda reacts with stomach acid, but not enough to kill rats. It's safe, cheap, and a subtle ally. Sprinkle it around traps or hiding spots. It keeps areas dry, neutralises smells, and complements integrated pest management, IPM. It's not a killer, but it makes your strategy cleaner and more effective. I've used it in basements, kitchens, and attics, and the difference is subtle but real. Fewer surprises, less odour, healthier bait. Vinegar's not a weapon, but it's a tactical tool. Sprayed on surfaces, it erases pheromone trails, confusing rats' navigation. They're not dead, but they hesitate, reroute, and allow traps to work. Eco-friendly, pet-safe, cheap, perfect for repeated, safe use. I've wiped counters, entry points, and baseboards, and watched rats stumble through the maze they once mastered. Subtle, smart, effective. Citric acid doesn't kill. It enhances. Sprinkled over bait, it masks odours, keeps food fresh, and prevents spoilage. Rats don't get hurt, but your traps work smoothly. Safe for pets, easy to use. Think of it as a tactical assistant quietly boosting efficiency while you focus on placement, traps, and sanitation. Rats hate peppermint oil, pets tolerate it if diluted. Few drops in spray bottles applied to corners, crawl spaces, and entry points act as psychological bouncers. Rats avoid it, changing movement patterns. It smells clean, fresh, and is a silent, low-risk deterrent. I've deployed it in kitchens and garages. Rats immediately abandon treated areas without chaos, injury, or poisoning. Boric acid, if used correctly, can have mild effects. Inside sealed bait stations, it reduces risk to pets while affecting rats. Outside that controlled environment, it's dangerous. Misused, it's a disaster waiting to happen. I've set up stations following strict placement, and rats interact without harm to household members. Controlled, tactical, effective. Freehand DIY, forget it. Finally, the most destructive acid isn't in a bottle. It's human impatience. People want instant extermination, pouring acids, hoping fizz and burn equals victory. What happens? Kitchens corrode, pipes vanish, pets risk poisoning, walls rot, and the rats? They stroll back. Acids eat everything except the problem. Patience, strategy, and safe tools win the war. Force and theatrics don't work. Small, deliberate, intelligent actions do. Use peppermint oil tactically. Baking soda and citric acid improve traps. Boric acid only in sealed stations. Stop transforming kitchens into chemistry labs gone wrong. That's how you outsmart rats without destroying your home. If there's one takeaway, know your tools, respect the chemistry, and focus on safe, deliberate strategy. Dramatic acids fail, practical acids protect. Control the environment, manage behaviour, and safeguard pets. That's real victory. If you want to uncover more household truths hiding in plain sight, make sure to subscribe, like, and comment on why you enjoyed this video for a chance to win a new Apple MacBook.